It feels from what you're saying, there's going to need to be a bit of a skill shift. Everything is changing, technology is changing, and how do we? I mean, what even skills do we need going forward? Because presumably we're going to need to change those because we're not living in the same world, and things like generative AI will really transform us.
Absolutely. People who we do a sort of show of hands in a workshop or a conference and what have you. Hands up who uses ChatGPT. You asked this question 6 months ago, you'd get just a few early adopters. Now you would get more, but if you ask the question, hands up who uses ChatGPT at an enterprise level through their organizational systems, the answer is still no. So that's where those big changes are going to happen. Just on the breakfast news this morning, in the education sector, teachers are now starting to be educated on how to use generative AI, large language models, to create lesson plans. So they recognise that there is capability there, and rather than put your head in the sand, let's use these capabilities. And I would say that teachers, not probably representative of a traditional profession who've learned in a certain way. So in terms of the insurance sector, you can probably draw parallels. You can draw parallels there. That we have got a lot of, if we look at the London insurance market, for example, what's that, 45,000 people supporting it, something like that. And then if I think back to the last census that was done, the London Matters report, I think they said then that 80% of the market workforce was aged over 30. So that's significant, isn't it?
Yeah.
The majority of those, therefore, certainly the 40-50s, they're not digital natives per se, although they're digitally comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm mid-50s. I'm really digitally comfortable. I've been in insurance and technology since the late 80s, and change is opportunity. But what we're looking at is the skills that people need. And I think 3 or 4 years ago, when these kind of reports were done, people were saying you need to be more data scientist. You need to be able to low code. I think we've moved away from that now, and it's far more about digital fluency, or at least removing digital fear, and getting people comfortable that knowing what these knowing the capabilities is really important, but moving those two together means being able to be a creative problem solver, be able to be agile, be able to adapt. Those are the sort of skill that I see people really flourishing with, those ones who are open to explore and to continue to learn.